This week on the Jock and Nerd podcast, a listener-sponsored review of the 1991 Bruce Willis movie Hudson Hawk. Plus, Marvel is bringing Wonder Man to the small screen. The Ezra Miller situation gets crazier. Quick thoughts on the latest episodes of Ms. Marvel and Obi-Wan Kenobi, and a whole lot more, all in this edition of the Jock and Nerd Weekly for Sunday, June 19th, 2022.
This is Frank Grillo. You know me. But who are you? Are you the discerning, sophisticated type of person who enjoys all the latest comic book and superhero TV and movie news? Pop culture references, witty banter? Me neither. I'm just here for the dick jokes.
Check one. All right. This is for all you fans out there. Let's give it up. Jock it, we nerd it. We funny, disturb it. We jock it, we nerd it. We spoiler alert. Oh yeah.
What's up? Hello, and welcome to the Jock and Nerd podcast, where we give you comic book and superhero, TV and movie news, reviews, and whatever we choose. Jock and Nerd. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
He's a nerd. And we'll peep you next time.
And we'll peep you. See you. Thanks. What happened?
What? Sorry.
Man, I am easily suggestible here. You know that, Anthony.
I know.
You know you could just trip me. Also joining us, the world's worst cat burglar. We call him Rug Boy. What's up, Rugs? How's it going?
Yeah, I only steal cats, and I'm really bad at it.
I thought you were going to go with the world's worst rat burglar.
Oh, rat burglar. What? I don't. Okay, it's a play on the cat burglar.
I used to be called a turd burglar.
Turd burglar. No, that's Amber Heard's new title.
Oh, yeah.
She's taking that.
She could have that title. I'll give it up.
They call him Douche Willis. Do you sing loudly while you're stealing cats, Rugs?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do. That's why I can't do it well.
Yeah, you're singing and the cat hears you and they run away.
Yeah.
Rat burglar maybe would have been better, Anthony. I like that. I like that note.
But nobody has a rat to steal.
Well,
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless you're living in the alleys of New York, where there are more rats than people.
That's true.
And they wouldn't mind if you burgled the rats. All right. We got a couple of things in the news. We got a fun review, fellas. Let's hit it.
The Jock and Nerd podcast.
Just a few things to warm up. We're going to start with something light and then talk about some crazy shit. The light thing regards Marvel and Disney. So Disney Plus Day is coming soon. It's in September 8th. And, you know, that's the platform where they do the presentation.
You think that's coming soon?
That's soon enough. It's approaching. It's soon. I mean, you're going to blink in 3 months.
When you said this is coming soon, I thought it was like next week.
I thought it was like July. No. All right, look, it's a few months away. So is that coming soon?
I guess it's all relative, right? But I just thought you meant.
You know, it's approaching.
Soon would have implied for me
like tomorrow.
Couple weeks at the most.
I'll have to find better words to describe things. Not coming soon, but coming in 3 months, Disney Plus Day. But the point is, that's where Marvel releases all, and Disney and Star Wars releases all their new shows, the new announcements, lots of fun, lots of geek boner moments. But one of these projects may have been revealed early. The Hollywood Reporter confirming there is a Wonder Man TV show officially in development. Wonder Man. Now, who is bringing the show to life? This is part of that overall deal that Shang-Chi director Destin Daniel Cretton made with Disney a while back. So he's going to be working on the show, directing a few episodes with writer Andrew Guest, who has worked on shows like Brooklyn Nine-Nine, 30 Rock, Community. He did work on Hawkeye. So there's your talent. Now, we almost saw Wonder Man in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Nathan Fillion was cast. I believe we even talked about some of the behind-the-scenes movie photos, like it was going to be these like movie spoofs in universe because Wonder Man's like a stuntman actor. All that shit got cut out of the movie. Obviously, never happened. And then the next place he shows up is in that MODOK stop-motion show on Hulu, which is not Marvel canon, and it's one season and it's been canceled. He was in that. He was kind of funny. Other sites reporting this possibly will be a satire on Hollywood and the industry, this show. First of all, anybody a Wonder Man fan? What do you guys know about the Wonder Man?
I just remember him being in West Coast Avengers.
Correct. He was in the West Coast Avengers.
And he had like a cool costume at that time because it was the coolest version of his costume where he had the red W and
I like that. Yeah.
The muscle shirt and the red bracelets. And for some reason, he had big pockets on the side.
Wonder Man doesn't need pockets.
Well, he had a big like Rob Layfield pouches on the side.
Man. Get rid of that.
I just thought he was pretty powerful. I remember. And then at some point he just became pure energy or something, and then I stopped being interested in him.
He's got a crazy history. Anthony, anything on the Simon Williams? Like, does anything for you?
At some point, wasn't he purple, like a purple energy? Was that no?
Sure, I think he was. I think he was all energy at some point.
That's what I remember him. I think I remember him from that cartoon, Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
Oh, he was on Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
I think he was. I thought he was like purple in that.
So I don't really know a lot about the Wonder Man.
He's made of ionic energy or something.
Ionic beams. Yeah. Here's a quick rundown. So it does sound though there's a lot of ways they can slip this into the MCU. He has a lot of connections to already existing MCU stuff that's happening. So Wonder Man is one of Marvel's oldest characters, debuting in Avengers number 9 in 1964 as a bad guy.
Right.
He's originally a villain. He becomes a hero. He joins the Avengers in the 70s. And then in the 80s, he kind of gets bigger. He joins West Coast Avengers. He's also a stuntman and an actor. So apparently Ultron had used part of his brainwaves to create Vision. And there was always like a brotherly thing with Vision because they shared the
Vision's
same.
brother.
He's kind of Vision's brother. Even so, to the point when Vision became White Vision and lost emotions and kind of got distant from Wanda, like Simon Williams like hooked up with Wanda during that time.
What a dick.
Yeah, he did that. He did that whole thing. He's like, "Oh, your man's turned white and doesn't have feel anymore." I'm Wonder Man. Want to guess what else is Wonder on me? I make bread. I always thought he made bread. Is that the Wonder Bread guy? Anyways, his powers. So there's one connection. Vision, Scarlet Witch. We have the White Vision. You could start him somewhere there. But Baron Zemo originally experimented on him with ionic energy and gave him these powers. And like you said, Ruggs, he has crazy powers like enhanced strength, speed, flight, invulnerability,
Like he can do anything
healing.
pretty much.
Pretty much. Shape-shifting, teleportation. Apparently he doesn't need food or sleep or water to survive anymore. He's just like, that's when he became an ionic, self-sustaining ionic energy.
Isn't like
crazy character.
Isn't like the DC Captain Atom the same thing or something like that?
Maybe. It sounds like Wonder Man can do anything. So, Anthony, let me ask you. Excited for Wonder Man? Do you see a place for him in this MCU?
I mean, at this point, it seems like they're making everything. So, yeah, there is a place for him just because they literally are throwing everything they can either on screen in one way or another, especially on Disney Plus. So, I don't have any connection to Wonder Man. So,
yeah, me neither.
I really have no, other than the fact that they're just throwing everything on screen, I have no opinion on it whatsoever.
Oh, his brother is the Grim Reaper also, his actual brother. And then Vision was kind of like his, another kind of brother.
Well, you got like a good bad guy there or a good like opposite side of the coin there.
Ruggs, how do you want to see them do this? Do you bring him in as a bad guy and then flip him? Should Nathan Fillion, who I thought was perfect in the role back then, should he still?
No, don't get an old guy.
Yeah. I think he might be aging out a little of this.
Yeah. I don't know. It's one of those things where you have an opportunity to take this character and reinvent them. As I said, this character is like small enough that you can kind of do whatever you want with them, but big enough that some people will remember, anybody who remembers reading Avengers, West Coast Avengers, or any of these like mainstream titles will have crossed his path at one point and go, "Oh, I know Wonder Man. I know the green version. I know the red version. I know the black version, and the purple version." A lot of versions.
He's not completely obscure, and he has been part of like big storylines. So, yeah. Right. Everyone's getting a show.
One of the things about Wonder Man is that he's always been really, really powerful, and then they tried to give him his own book a couple times.
Yeah, it didn't fly. Did it?
And for some reason, they could just never make him work on his own. I think it's when you have that much power and you can do pretty much anything, I think it's not as attractive as like someone like Spider-Man who has struggles and can only do a certain amount of things. Unless you're in a Marvel movie, then you can do everything. But, yeah.
I mean, I like that if the angle of him being a stuntman and a celebrity and an actor, and he's like all big on himself, and maybe this is a satire on Hollywood.
Yeah, that's the angle. Marvel's trying to figure out. They don't care about the heroes so much; they care about what kind of a TV show they can make.
That's a good point.
So
the genre, the way who they can attract.
Yeah, the Ally McBeal show.
That's
the Fall Guy. Will this be like the Fall Guy? This is a really old reference. Nobody knows Lee Majors as the Fall Guy. It was a show.
Fall Guy was great.
Fall Guy was great. It was a show about a stuntman who would get into adventures. I guess it came out in the early '80s.
Who's the hot chick on that show? Heather Thomas?
The Fall Guy.
Yeah.
Because he had Heather Locklear. No, wasn't Heather Locklear. Heather Thomas. You are absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Marky Post was in that show, too. I used to love that show. I loved Lee Majors and the Fall Guy.
Well, he was the $6 million man before that. And this is like, I don't know how old he was when he was probably in his early 50s.
Yeah.
He was the Fall Guy.
Yeah, he was kind of chunky, too, right? He didn't like have like a, like a muscular physique.
Well, he was very he was like the prototype of Hasselhoff, I believe.
Yeah.
He was like the Hasselhoff before the Hasselhoff.
Absolutely. So if they do like an action comedy about a stuntman in Hollywood, like you can make it like the Fall Guy. I could see that. That might be good. Listener, let us know what you think of Wonder Man coming to Disney Plus. Join our Facebook group. It's called Jock and Nerd Nation. There is a link in the show notes. It's an exclusive closed group just for you. Lots of spoiler threads flying around every week as we have threads for Obi-Wan Kenobi, Stranger Things, The Boys, Miss Marvel, lots of things. Lots of shows to watch and spoil and geek out about on our Facebook page. Join it today. Okay, that was the light warm-up. Let's get to the crazy talk. Now, a couple months ago, we discussed one Ezra Miller and his antics in Hawaii. I think that's how you say Hawaii.
Okay.
And, there was karaoke, and he didn't like it, and he's threatening people, throwing things, restraining order, craziness. Well, since then, the man hasn't slowed down, let's say. Earlier this month, he was accused of physical abuse and brainwashing of an 18-year-old activist, Gibson Iron Eyes, and keeping them from their parents. That story is crazy. Have you guys heard any of the details of this story?
No.
Yeah, I have.
What have you heard, Anthony?
That this young girl's on the run with him or something, or I don't know where the hell she is, but they met at a young age.
Yep.
She was young. Up to him. Yeah, when she was young.
Yeah.
She like kind of looks up to him, or I don't know what their relationship was. But then, like, the family's looking for her, and he's kind of like taunting them in social media. And she's saying like she's not influenced by him. She's doing this on her own, type thing.
It has been a wild story. So he met Gibson Iron Eyes at a protest at Standing Rock Reservation in 2016 when Gibson was 12. And then Ezra Miller and Gibson developed a friendship. And then in the following year, he flew Gibson out, who was 14, to London, and a chaperone to London to visit the set of Fantastic Beasts, where to find them. Then he like offered to pay for them to go to college. And they accused him of giving Gibson alcohol, drugs, LSD, marijuana. They tried to get a restraining order or a physical like distance order. They couldn't find him. Gibson has been with Ezra Miller, probably in Hawaii, where all that stuff happened. They couldn't find Ezra Miller to give him this police junction. And then, like you said, he's posting things on Instagram, taunting the police, saying that they're in a multiverse, and then deletes the Instagram, and they can't find him. You think that was crazy enough? No. This week, earlier, another allegation surfaced after a courthouse issued a temporary harassment prevention order against Miller on behalf of a mother and her 12-year-old child.
Oh.
Did you hear about this story? Anybody know any details about this one, Anthony?
No,
I don't know about that.
So, basically, the Daily Beast reported that they spoke with the mother, her child, and a neighbor. Miller threatened the family, acted inappropriately towards their child, who is non-binary. They say Miller, who shared a mutual friend with the neighbor, had several outbursts while in the neighbor's home on the evening of February 2nd. At some point, they say Miller became fixated on the 12-year-old, complimenting them excessively, moving their chair closer. Made the child says made them really uncomfortable. He was wearing a bulletproof vest at the time. Also, he showed them a handgun he had, and he was dressed like a cowboy. Also, really weird stories. Really weird stories. So, basically, right now, I don't know if they know where Ezra Miller and Gibson Iron Eyes are to serve them these things. Now the ball falls into Warner Brothers' court, doesn't it? Because they have a new CEO, David Zaslav, who I do not envy his position at all. He's got to figure out what to do. What if you're him, if you're Warner Brothers, what realistically are your options with this Flash movie coming out in the summer of 2023 that has entirely been shot and is in post-production visual effects right now? Any ideas, people?
No, they're in this is as bad as it gets almost.
If this was like 20 years ago, it wouldn't even be an issue. They just fucking released the movie and hope for the best.
Right.
Do their best to quiet it down, call in favors for the paper not to run the story, and just wait for the movie to come out, and then, let things, happen after the movie comes out. But we're living in a different world now with this internet and everything kind of flying all over the place, and people being informed of things like really easy. So you can't just stamp it out. You got to somehow reckon with some of it, or either have some kind of release some kind of statement. You got to do something to kind of, soften the blow or soften the impact of like what this person is doing.
It is alarming Warner Brothers hasn't addressed this, right? And maybe fine in the beginning. They were like, let's see if this calms down. But now they still haven't said shit. And I think even if they said something now, it might even do more harm. Like, you should have already said something.
That's the thing, Imran. What are they going to say?
What can they say? Exactly.
They have a movie to promote in a year. So you can't really, I mean, you can say something, sure, but then what more? Warner Brothers, there's no good move for Warner Brothers.
Just put it out.
The only thing that they can do, in my opinion, is they just have to hope for the best and hope that this doesn't pick up more steam.
Oh boy!
Eventually, this kind of works itself out, and by the time the thing that they have to their advantage is this movie's not coming out till June of 2023.
Yeah.
So it can work to their advantage, or it could not. It's the time. Either they let time pass and it just kind of goes away on its own, or time passes and Ezra Miller keeps fucking up. But that's the only move they have, is just to hope it turns out for the best. They need to take
Ezra Miller and lock them up in a rubber room where no one can get hurt for like a while.
I mean, I think one thing you could do right is just cut ties with Ezra Miller and just say, look, he's no longer the Flash moving forward. But then what about this movie, right? So
how do you do that?
I don't know. So
how do you go? We're cutting ties with this guy. By the way,
check out our new movie.
This movie
out, right? So
as I said, they should just deep fake another person in there.
Yeah,
and they just do ADR.
Oh my god, they've already spent like $200 million on this movie. This is a loss.
They're in a with this and the Amber Heard thing. They're like, imagine it's just a stroke of really bad luck.
They erased him from the movie. That would be fucking amazing.
There's just like nobody there. And there's Ezra Miller is playing two Barry Allens in the movie, according to the trailer. There's just empty spots now where
DC a lot of stuff like that DC's done, they really just can't. Some of it's their own making, but this whole movie franchise is really, they just can't catch a break.
No,
like you build your thing on Zack Snyder, it doesn't work out. You fuck up Justice League. Now you're trying to reinvigorate. Like this movie was supposed to kind of reinvigorate everything and make kind of connect things potentially. And you're bringing back Michael Keaton. Like this is supposed to be a feel good type story, almost like Far From Home or No Way Home. Where you're bringing back the nostalgia, and now they're just by not their own doing. It's just getting pissed away right now because this person is crazy.
Well, that's the only angle they have to play here, is that mentally ill angle, or this person. We have this ability to kind of like redeem people by acknowledging that they might have mental issues, and they could stand behind that and say, listen, we're trying to get this person help. This person needs help. This person is not he's suffering, or this person's suffering, and we need to help this person. And all of a sudden they become the victim. So they can do that. They can play that route. And I guess if they could really play it that way, maybe it would soften the blow a little bit. But that's some really crazy manipulation that they'd have to pull off.
I mean, it sounds like Ezra Miller wants to start a cult or something. This is like moves that cult leaders do.
This smacks of like the Courtney Stodden thing. Remember that?
Oh, who's Courtney Stodden?
Remember the guy who played Looney Bin Jim?
No.
From Punisher Warzone.
Okay.
He was also in The Green Mile.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was with this really young girl, Courtney Stodden, a 16-year-old girl.
Oh, she's a model.
Then they got married, and she became famous, and now she's like trying to launch a musical career or something.
Wow,
but
he was 51 and she was 16 in 2011.
And her parents were cool with it because she was like from like Bumblefuck, and her parents were like, okay, like.
Well, see, that's the difference. Her parents were cool with it. Gibson Iron Eye's parents are not cool with it, and they're trying to get Gibson back. I have a great article from thecut.com. It has all of the allegations on one page, so you can read that. But then in this Deadline article, which is another good article, they posit what Zaslav can do. It says Zaslav has several choices, and he will make one of them soon. They said among them, he can pull back on heavily promoting the summer 2023 film, confining it to some P&A and no publicity tour, or he can relegate it to streaming with HBO Max, take a write down, or lean in toward making the movie a hit and then drop Miller if they can't straighten things out. Kind of like they did with the Johnny Depp from Fantastic Beasts, because
those are the first two options are not possible.
No,
that doesn't seem right. You can't not promote this movie.
You can't just quietly put it out.
No, and you're not going to throw it. You're not going to invest that much, and unless the movie theaters just close again. You're not going to just throw that on streaming. It's too big of a movie.
It's too big of a thing. And this is so fucked up because this movie is just tainted. There is no winning move here. Like you can't work with Ezra Miller. And again,
no, the winning move is you just hope that that time passes and Ezra Miller, this all kind of goes away. That's the winning move. You just wait it out.
Yeah, but what are the odds? What are the chances that's going to happen? Because we've given him time, and Ezra Miller has continued to do crazier things. I don't think it's over.
Probably not. But
if they would have intervened earlier, a lot of this stuff wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, but what are they going to do?
We can just
what can a studio really do? If this guy's crazy,
well, they're like,
hey, stop acting crazy.
You're fucking up our investment. We got to fucking do something about this. You give them an incentive, but listen, I'll give you a bonus if you fucking stay clean for an entire year.
Dude, you hire two goons money at it to shadow him.
This doesn't seem like a reasonable person.
No,
or you're just going to go, hey, be quiet for a year, and he's going to be like, okay.
No, you need.
He's out running around punching people in Hawaii and taunting the cops. This isn't like the most sensible human being.
It is wild. No, you need two big hired goons just on him at all times. They can afford that. Warner Brothers can afford that.
This is a movie that's writing itself right now.
Just do not let this person out of your sight and make sure they don't do anything. This is your job. Aside from that, this is what a mess for what I feel bad for the cast. I feel bad for like Sasha Calle, who's going to be the new Supergirl. I feel bad for director Andy Muschietti, who gets a big superhero movie. This is none of his fault.
What do you feel bad that your boy Michael Keaton is coming back to Batman and he's associated with this?
I mean, he's also in Batgirl, but like I'm so excited to see Michael Keaton back as Batman, and now this movie
because you've been singing those ever since you knew Michael Keaton was coming back. You've been throwing on that old Batman soundtrack and singing it in your underwear.
Dude, the Prince soundtrack rules. Come on. I'll do the whole fucking party man in the bat dance in my underwear. Play both sides. I love that soundtrack. But yes, I'm dying to see Michael Keaton back. And like you said, this is their big, like, you know, Spider-Man's coming back moment for them, and just completely tainted. Like, there's no way you could even go in and like not think about any of this even a year from now. Did you know?
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
I can separate it.
Yeah.
I can go into a movie.
Okay.
I could still, unless they murder somebody, you know, I can probably still watch. I can still watch movies with Mel Gibson in them and be like, this guy's a complete asshole, but I still kind of enjoy this movie.
No, I guess you're right. Unless they do something just
but there's
completely evil.
there's people. There's a lot of people are obviously going to be turned off by this.
You know, a rough time.
You just gotta hope. You just gotta hope it's a year. So you gotta hope a year passes. A lot can happen in a year. You gotta hope things swing your way in a year.
I'm gonna predict like 7 more incidents in every month. There's gonna be an Ezra Miller story. Did you hear what they did now?
I mean, yeah.
The only other move is to just publicly go, hey, he's no longer our Flash. We have already filmed the movie. He's no longer going to be our Flash. We're not going to associate with him, but he's in the movie. We can't do anything.
Yeah.
Please watch the movie.
Please
Michael Keaton, please lead the way in promoting this film.
God, yeah, you could downplay that they're in it and upplay that it's.
That's the only other move I see.
Movie.
Is just publicly being like, we're distancing ourselves from Ezra, but we've already filmed the film, so we can't do anything.
Maybe just sell it.
Can't do anything.
Maybe sell it as a Batman movie. Fuck it. Just fucking cut it as a Batman movie.
Sell it as a Batman movie.
Fool
That's
everybody.
not realistic.
Yeah, and then they go.
Well, like Jurassic, the new Jurassic Park fooled everybody to thinking it was going to be a movie about dinosaurs with people, and that's not what it was about at all. So
There is a weird related story. Did you know Flash director Andy Muschietti, not only a filmmaker, but an accomplished artist, illustrator? Ruggs, did you know that?
no, I did not.
He draws comics. So he was given an opportunity to do a variant cover for DC's upcoming prequel comic called The Flash, the Fastest Man Alive. You want to click this one link in here because they're pulling this cover. Why? Just because the cover features a naked Ezra Miller, Barry Allen getting into the Flash costume with Batman in the background. I don't know why this was his idea, but it just seems odd to put this out with everything that's going on. But they're pulling this cover. But you see this picture?
I did.
Hold on, let me click on
Thoughts
that.
on that, Anthony?
Yeah, you really can't do this one.
What?
Oh my
This
god!
is just terrible timing.
This is such bitch. But why? Also,
It's already a tough look on a cover.
yes,
But you can't do that now.
Wow,
Also,
that's weird.
$7.
it's $7.
You see the price on that? $7.
Oh,
Jesus
fuck
Christ!
you,
I'm not paying
comics.
$7.
Jesus Christ! When the comics
You
become
wonder why comics aren't being bought.
fucking hell? $7 for a naked Ezra Miller cover drawn by Andy Muschietti.
It doesn't look like Ezra Miller. It can be.
Yeah, I mean it's supposed to be him, but them.
I didn't know it was Ezra until I looked at it, and then you pointed out. Now I can see the resemblance. First off, too buff though. That Ezra's not that big.
He's not, no, Ezra's not that cut. But why are you drawing him naked?
It looks like
even?
he's shorter too.
It's just a weird idea to do, and well, this is now a rare piece. It's never coming out, so I didn't know. But $7 is a lot. Andy Muschietti has got some skills though, Ruggs. What do you think?
Not bad.
Right? I did not no idea he could draw comics.
Good feet.
Feet, good hands. Hands are
Good
important.
feet.
There's feet.
No excessive pouching. I'm good.
You have like a Ben Affleck Batman in the back fighting somebody, and it's good. Good for Andy Muschietti. You should do more comics. Meantime, there was a rumor that Amber Heard was completely cut out of Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom and replaced, but I don't think that's true. Variety has debunked that report. And meantime, I think it would be easier to take her out of that movie. But they haven't cut her out. So Warner Brothers just, woof. Oh my God. You're in a bad spot right now. 2 upcoming movies.
2 upcoming movies and 2 just toxic people right now in terms of public opinion.
Zaslav's got a job. He's got quite the job he inherited.
The good thing about Amber Heard, though, is as you mentioned, she's probably not a lead in this. I mean, she is. She probably, you can write her out a little bit more, and you could probably just recast that character.
At the most, she probably has like 5-10 minutes.
No one's like, oh, Amber Heard, she was great in Aquaman and in Justice League. We really want to see her as Mera.
Yeah. Nobody
if anything,
cares.
actually, everyone would probably be happy if you recast her.
I don't
at this
think
point.
anybody would even notice, to be honest.
They'd be more pissed that she's in the movie.
Right.
Just get Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, it's the redhead.
They're the same
Another redhead.
person.
They are.
Who would you cast as Mera besides Scarlett Johansson?
Who is available now?
No, not available now. Just fan cast it.
Fan cast Mera, hot redhead.
I mean,
Doesn't have to be a redhead.
Doesn't have to be redhead. Wasn't
You
she
could get a
redhead in the
redhead.
comics?
She's a redhead, but you can. What he means is you can make someone a redhead pretty easily.
Charlize Theron? I don't know. Now she's
Fucking old, man.
now. How about you put Anya Taylor-Joy? No,
There you go. Boom.
There you go.
something like that. Anybody, really. Carrie Mulligan? I don't know.
Carrie Mulligan.
From that movie a couple years
Get
ago.
Bella Thorne in there. It's
Bella Thorne? Yeah, get Gina
Yeah.
Carano. Gina Carano from Mera.
No, not
that's Gina Carano.
not Gina Carano.
There is lots.
That'd be a bad idea as well.
There's
Shailene
lots.
Woodley or whatever. Just get her in
Amelia
there.
Clark.
Who?
Amelia Clark.
Oh, you could get Amelia Clark to play her. Sure, anybody. Shane Woodley.
She's not doing anything
Shailene
now.
Woodley? Yeah. Yeah.
Shailene Woodley? No, I don't want to do Shailene
No.
Woodley. Maybe.
Alexandra
Daddario.
I was just going to say that.
Oh, shit.
Alexandria Daddario would be good, too.
She'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh, J-Law, you could get her back into superhero
Sure.
movies.
There's no
plenty.
makeup to wear.
There's plenty. You don't need the Amber Heard, but if you're going to cut one, you're going to cut the other. I don't know. You deal with these people the same way, different way. It's tricky. This is a tricky, tight wire to walk here, Warner Brothers. Good luck.
It sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks for them.
I would say good luck to them. I can't wait to
Good
see.
luck.
Yeah.
Good luck. God bless.
Can't wait to see how this pans out. Listener, in the meantime, you can check out our TeePublic shop. Visit jockandnerd.com/shop for all Jock and Nerd podcast related swag, t-shirts, hoodies, tank tops, mugs, cell phone cases, tote bags with lots of different designs. There's always sales going on during the month. There's a link in the description. Go over there, buy some stuff. You're going to be the cool hipster niche dude in the crowd. Last thing in the news.
Is being a hipster actually a thing now?
You
Still,
know what? I think we've passed the hipster.
I think we're past hipster. Yeah.
Well, like
now
that,
everybody's a hipster.
because the hipsters are like dads now, and you have like hipsters with dad bods, and like they're that generation. And I don't know what the new thing is. I don't know what to replace
don't
the
either.
hipster, right?
Yeah, I don't know what the folk, like the up and coming cool people are doing now.
We had yuppies, then we had the hipsters, then we had the goths, then we had I don't know what it is now. Now it's like
No,
your
but
YouTubers.
the yuppies and the goths weren't. That's not the same.
It's not the same.
Yuppies is like no one wanted to be called a yuppie.
A goth is something that you do to piss off, like being a punk, like piss off your parents.
Yeah.
You know, piss off the fucking church that you go to. You know, that's what that is.
And you grow out of that. You realize once you're an adult, you're like, I can't dress like this anymore and have a real job.
Like being a hipster is just being a douche. Like, like it's like you're thinking that you're so cool, like you're cooler than other people, but
Right.
you're really
you're too cool for school.
like,
But no-
I'm living my life in a unique, in whatever way.
You
but
know,
you're
you
really
buy like
just-
the weird soap and you eat the food nobody else, you listen to music nobody else does, all that fucking
yeah,
shit.
you wear shoes without socks, like Amron.
Yeah, see, I tried to be a hipster, but now that beard is everywhere. Like everybody has
What,
like
Yeah.
what is the
beard.
hipster beer?
The beard is just like
PBR.
the beer. PBR is the hipster.
Yeah, you gotta
beer,
have like,
I'm sure.
you gotta put wax in your mustache and twirl it
yeah, you
up.
gotta twirl it. You gotta have like that hat on. There's nothing with people with beards and hats in the
You
Starbucks.
gotta have a
for while.
tattoo on across your chest or somewhere like really visible.
But I feel like hipster's gone. I don't think that's a thing
I
anymore.
feel like it's gone. Too.
I don't think people. I don't unless I'm just now past the point where I pick up on what's going on.
Yeah.
which might be me. Which might be the case. I don't hear people saying that's hipster anymore. or
No,
anything like that.
it's because being.
I think it's just that's also incorporated into.
Everything
Everyone.
becomes mainstream at some point.
Yeah. That's
Like, as
kind of
soon
what
as
happened.
You see, as soon as the consumer, like the corporations start to embrace these, like, non-mainstream things and make them mainstream, they kind of just go away.
It's the death of the thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
That kind of happened. I think that kind of happened.
So I guess the point is, Imran, I don't know if Jock and Nerd swag will make you hipster,
We'll make
but
it
you should
hipster,
still buy it.
But people, but I'll tell you what.
But you should still buy it. That's the point.
You should still buy it because there's still a thing about wearing like niche T-shirts that people don't know what the fuck it is, right? That's still huge. So
People do wear graphic tees that are very niche.
Yes.
That's a big, and
Now you
it's
can
actually
be a
very
douche.
embraced.
Wear a
But
shirt.
those people aren't hipsters anymore. They used to be hipsters. They would wear the graphic tees that nobody understood. But now it's a lot more people. So
They're conversation starters.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
They're like, what is that? And then you tell them it's the
Look
best.
at this adult wearing a child's shirt. What's going on?
Why is that so tight? And what's the Jock and Nerd podcast? And then you
Why
can
is
tell.
everyone at this convention wearing black? Oh wait, that's G-Fest.
Everybody's got a black graphic tee. I can't
Black
find my
graphic
button.
tee, and it's 95 degrees out.
And yeah, hey, you guys are great, G-Fest. Okay, last thing in the news. I gotta talk about these Top Gun Maverick numbers because holy shit,
shit.
he
Look at
continues.
this. We totally missed the boat on this one, huh?
I know we still
We
can.
could have like reviewed it and taken advantage of the popularity of
We
this
could
movie,
still
but
do it.
instead
We could
we did Jurassic World Dominion and and some TV shows.
Lame.
Yeah, look, we can still do it because this thing has legs. It has been going week after week. Right now, domestically, it has made $466 million. 885 million worldwide. So that domestic total surpasses Doctor Strange domestic total.
Wow.
At 405 million. Doctor Strange is at 942 million. But this movie's only been out 4 weeks. The week-to-week drop, very tiny. This is now the biggest hit of the year domestically, the biggest hit of Tom Cruise's career, the second biggest film in the history of Paramount Pictures. And the Forbes guy says this thing has a shot at hitting $100 billion.
$100.
This thing has a shot at hitting $1 billion.
Oh, for sure.
That's
This is good.
crazy.
This is good though. It's good that like a non-superhero franchise or big
This is great.
IP.
Yeah, that's
did
the
this.
big
It's good.
story. That
I mean, Top Gun's an IP, but it's been dormant for 40 years almost.
Nobody expected this 40-year-old sequel that was delayed so many times. I mean, I remember like we kind of scoffed and laughed at him like, oh my God, he's doing fucking Top Gun, really? But holy shit, has this just gotten people out to the theaters again and again?
And apparently it's good. We have no idea though. No one's
Look,
watched it.
there's still time. It's still buzzy. We're going to watch it
Maybe
soon
if I could get time, I'll watch it.
and review it.
I don't think we'll ever review it.
Every week I've been trying to go see it, and then it just doesn't happen. I'm like, fuck, I really got to see it. But holy shit, good for Top Gun. And then he's got the Mission Impossible movies going on. It beat his last record was the last Mission Impossible movie. So for Tom Cruise,
Yeah, good for Tom Cruise.
this late in his career to get $1 billion movie is crazy. That's
Tom Cruise is going through a renaissance here.
he is. He's fucking got a great late period act
We
going.
thought we were going to get the Keanu Sans, and now we got the Cruise Sans.
Well, yeah, we got the Keanu Sans a little bit, and there's another John Wick movie still.
It's funny
coming out.
how things turn so quick because you would have thought after The Mummy, you'd go, man, this guy's career's dead.
Right?
And then he throws a Mission Impossible, a Top Gun. He's got a couple Mission Impossibles, and everyone's probably going, hey, if I can book Tom Cruise in a movie, I think we're going to do really well. Like, I think he could do whatever he wants right now.
Yeah, but I think he just wants to jump out of planes and fly
Absolutely.
helicopters, and
We talked about this.
Yeah.
He just wants to do fun shit.
God bless him. He do whatever the fuck he wants, and we will pay to see it. So yeah,
He's not doing a Magnolia or an Eyes Wide Shut anymore. That's for sure.
and he was really good in those too. But yeah, his career is so crazy, and the variety of things, and the fact that this is like we knew like Doctor Strange to do good, and the Batman and Spider-Man, but for this to do this well, wow.
Where's this rank? I think it might be like the second biggest movie right now.
It's the
Of the year?
for the
Or
year. It's
first?
the biggest domestically. It's number one at that 460 whatever.
Here's a question.
Yeah.
Do you think that it will, by the end of the year, with what we know is coming out, Thor, Black Panther, and whatever hell else, do you think it'll be the top movie of the year?
Will it sustain? With and you have an Avatar coming out.
Avatar as well.
460
It's at 466 right now, domestic.
466.
Let's just say domestically.
in like 4 weeks.
Right.
And
It'll probably get to over 500.
Yeah. Man,
Is there a movie that'll beat it?
Anything could happen.
maybe the Avatars coming in late in the game,
Maybe,
late
yeah.
frame.
What's Thor's highest box office?
Thor
Ragnarok was
it wasn't that big.
I mean, it was big, but it was not that big.
Yeah.
It was Thor Ragnarok was $315 domestic, but factor in Black Panther's coming out this year. That was $700 million domestic.
Oh, that thing made $1 billion. Oh, that was 700.
Yeah, but you don't have T'Challa.
Yeah,
you don't have Chadwick. So either that's a good thing, or a good thing in terms of like buzz. People are going to support it, or bad because you don't have that actor anymore. I think it'll be an interesting.
It'll be close.
Race. Yeah.
I mean, Top Gun still has a lot of time left in the theaters,
Absolutely.
so this thing could end up anywhere.
No one would have predicted
if it's
that.
beating Doctor Strange, and we thought that Doctor Strange was going to be the movie that's going to fucking shape the Marvel universe. That's what we thought it was when we were going to go see it.
Yeah, didn't quite do that.
It didn't do that, but. Remember when you tried to buy a ticket, it was like, I think people can't buy tickets to Thor now either. So I don't know.
Tickets are selling out pretty quickly.
The fact that it's even in that discussion is amazing.
Also, this is all without, I believe, China and Russia releases, which is even crazy. So, yeah. A lot of things going on. Okay, good place to take a break there. We will play some promos. We'll come back and we will do a Patreon-sponsored review of a Bruce Willis movie right after this.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Dig on America.
Your organization's terrible.
Hey guys, this is Jason Dutch with Dig on America podcast, and I'm here with
Big Hops.
Do you have to say your name so weird?
How you want me to say?
And I'm also here with
Mikey Famine.
The excuser.
Do it over. No, it's staying.
No, it's staying the way it is because this is the way the show is. Dig on America here, we explore how American history, policies, and sometimes even our pop culture created the social and political issues facing Americans today. A little bit about us.
I'm your resident brother of the league. I love America so much that I demand she be better through constant criticism and protest. Thank you.
And in your Obama voice, Mikey, I don't like Obama.
Of course you don't. You also don't like bathing and healthy meals. What Dig on America is it's a healthy criticism of a country.
America's already perfect. You should know we're perfect just like my hands.
Well, I mean, a lot of people might say that, but those people probably haven't gone to school or brushed their teeth today. So, we're going to ignore them.
But yeah, check out our show. It's unbeholden to any corporate overlords, except for Jay-Z, the Bilderberg Foundation.
George Soros sponsored.
George Soros, the Clinton Foundation.
Absolutely.
And let's not forget Emotep.
You can check out our website, digonamerica.com. You can check out all of our audio. We're on every single fucking audio podcast app there is out there, Pandora, Spotify, etc. Subscribe on YouTube. You can check us out on Twitch, twitch.tv/DOA podcast. Hopefully you'll listen to the show, guys.
I won't.
Go fuck yourself.
Dig on America.
Jock and Nerd.
Listener, if you enjoy the show, it is a really good time to join our fan club. Visit jockandnerd.com/Patreon. Jock and Nerd. And you can support the show on a monthly or annual basis. And we appreciate everyone for their ongoing support. It helps keep the show going every week. But you get things when you sign up, like everyone gets a podcast feed, an exclusive podcast feed that has bonus content. The shows come out early. There's instant reactions, post shows, and fun movie reviews. Like Anthony, you put up another triple feature 80s movie review. What do you remember what they were?
I do. It was movies that I've mentioned that I've seen on the show. Running Man.
Yep.
RoboCop and Action Jackson. Just some quick hitters on all three.
That is a solid trio of 80s action movies. I mean, those are great. Like, I would buy that 3-pack DVD if I saw that.
If you're like checking out at Target or Walmart and you see that like 3-for-1 special, like as you're walking out, and it's like you could still get it on DVD. I don't even own a DVD player, and I'd be like, yeah, I'm buying that.
I saw Amazon sells a 2-pack of Running Man and RoboCop, I believe. Like,
Really?
for some reason.
Why that pairing?
I don't know. They were selling those together. Very strange. I was like, oh, look at this. You can buy a double feature of this.
It's like dystopian future.
Yeah, it's great.
That's true.
So that's something you get some tiers on our Patreon page. There's also Discord benefits at certain tiers where you can join us for a monthly geek out on our Patreon-only Discord subscriber. I have a little bit of bad news. Patreon member, June's Discord hangout. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to cancel.
What?
I'm sorry.
That's very strange that you promote something, then cancel it immediately.
Look, these dates are tentative, and no, it's fine. We'll just regroup and meet in late July. It's usually like the third Thursday of every month. Look, life's been crazy. There's a lot of things going on. It's fine. The 4 people that show up, I'm sorry. No, more people show up than that. But it is a fun time. We're just going to have to postpone this month to next month. That's all. You should have gotten a notice in our Patreon page. In the mail, marked with a stamp. Yeah. No, on our Patreon page, we'll have all the details. And it would have told you that we're going to have to cancel this month. But July, we'll be back and you can come hang out. And there's also a You Pick It tier where you can force us to watch and review any movie you want. And that is what we are doing next right here. So get in the fan club, join it today, jockandnerd.com/Patreon.
Instead of reviewing some show that's relevant or
Top
movie,
Gun Maverick.
Yeah, we decided to. We love our fans so much that we decided to review this movie.
And this movie is sponsored by new patron Jamie Robinson, who is Mr. Throwback Thursday from the Mr. Throwback Thursday podcast. He has picked for us this week Hudson Hawk from 1991. Here's your spoilers.
Strap yourselves in, you fucks. Spoiler time.
Did he give a reason why?
Yes, here's how this happened. A few months ago, remember we discussed Bruce Willis retiring from acting because he is suffering from a disorder called aphasia that affects his communication skills. Like the saddest thing for an actor
absolutely
to get. It's super tragic, right? And so he had to retire. And during our conversation of our favorite Bruce Willis movies, I made mention of like how Hudson Hawk, this movie, was for a long time just commonly referred to as the worst movie ever made. And that made Mr. Throwback Thursday actually sign up to our Patreon. So that's how you generate revenue, people. You talk shit. And he's like, oh no, you'll talk shit about Hudson Hawk. Well, I'm going to make you watch it. And that's why he picked it. This movie is a nice hour and 40 minutes long, R-rated. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a tomato meter of 33%. Yay. 4.5 out of 10 average rating. The movie was made for about $65 million and goes on to open.
It was made for $65 million.
In 91, that's a lot of money.
1991. And there's a reason. We'll get into why the budget was ballooning. $65 million is a lot for this movie. It only made $7 million opening weekend.
Lame.
In fact, total, it's only made domestically like $17 million. Does a little better worldwide, but a kind of a commercial and critical fucking
I remember Siskel and Ebert like fucking destroyed it.
Yes.
I was like, holy shit. They were like, this movie makes no sense. It's stupid. The jokes don't work. I just remember that. It was a big fucking letdown for Bruce Willis. So the talent bringing you this movie, this is directed by Michael Lehman, who in 1988 directed the movie Heathers with Winona Ryder, Christian Slater. Great fucking movie. I love Heathers. Written by Bruce Willis. This is his only story credit. And it was the idea, I think.
It was him and his buddy Robert Kraft, who is an old music buddy of his. They came up with the idea. So they wrote the story. Screenplay by Stephen E. D'Souza, who wrote fucking Die Hard, Another 48 Hours, The Running Man, Commando, just amongst to name a few of the great 80s action movies. And Daniel Walters, who wrote Heathers with Michael Lehman directed. So Michael knew Daniel Walters. And then here's some more big 80s names. The movie's produced by Joel Silver, who we talked about. He did Action Jackson, Anthony, Last Boy Scout, Die Hard, Lethal Weapons, Predator. Fucking Joel Silver producing, Stephen D'Souza writing, Bruce Willis starring in between Bonfire of the Vanities, which was also a flop for him, and Billy Bathgate, and then he does Last Boy Scout and Billy Bathgate after this. Also starring in this movie, Danny Aiello, Andy McDowell, the great James Coburn, Richard E. Grant, Sandra Bernhard, and David Caruso, and a couple other people we will get to. There's one I'm not going to mention yet until we get to him, because it's a great reveal. Anthony, what happens in this movie?
Oh, man, this is about a cat burglar, played by Bruce Willis, getting out of jail and trying to be on the straight and narrow. But he gets roped into doing more crime. He has to steal some ancient artifacts, and he's being manipulated by the CIA and some crime people in
the mob.
England and the mob.
Yeah.
He's got a bunch of people pulling at him, and it's him trying to complete this mission for these people. And it's like one of those like intentionally stupid movies, I guess you would say, or intentionally, like I would frame it similar to like a Raising Arizona, or like
interesting
Airplane, or
like a spoof, a parody,
yeah, I guess it's kind of a parody type movie, but I don't know if it's full on parody. I don't know what it's really going for.
Like a
but that
slapstick,
kind of
silly comedy,
slapstick,
Sure,
R-rated, violent, all of these things. Had you ever seen this movie before, Anthony?
No.
Ruggs, have you ever seen this movie?
I have.
Okay.
Yes.
I had never seen this movie. I just heard about it. So this is my first time watching, after all, like the critical reviews and when it comes out and the bomb, watching this now 30 whatever years later is very interesting. Anthony, let's start with you. What did you think overall? This is a very peculiar, strange fucking movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
The tone is all over the place. And you just mentioned, is it a slapstick comedy? Is it an action comedy? Is it buddy comedy?
6 questions. Let him answer the first
what
one.
Did you
yes.
think? Oh, sorry. Let me just stop. What did you think coming out of this movie?
You know what I'm going to say about this. This is not for this. I hated this movie. you know that I'm going to say that. I hated Raising Arizona. I've never really liked these kinds of movies. The only ones I've ever really liked are like the Naked Gun type movies, but those are way over the top.
Airplane, yeah.
Airplane,
Austin Powers,
yeah. You like
Austin Powers, yeah, I like.
Okay.
But this one's just not for me. I hated this fucking movie. The only redeeming thing I liked, and the big mistake I think they made, is it should have been more of a Bruce Willis, Danny Aiello buddy thing.
Yeah.
But they like sidelined that guy for 3/4 of the film.
Yeah, where does he disappears?
So, and then it took me, it was very hard for me to finish this movie.
Okay.
I almost thought about turning it off.
Oh, God. Ruggs, what about you? Anything redeeming in this at all for you?
Well, I watched this movie at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, geez. Okay.
I woke up, I fell asleep, and then I woke up at an odd time, like 3 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, I gotta watch this fucking movie. I might as well do it now, because like I feel like at least I'm not doing anything right now, and I don't feel like I'm wasting my time doing this instead of something else. So I watched it, and I was like, oh, I know. Now I remember why this movie was so bad. And it's like Bruce Willis has all this charisma, and Danny Aiello has all this charisma.
Yeah.
And there's like so much here for them to do, and it just descends into like there's literally parts of the movie where they just jump into a completely different scene. Like he falls off a bus and he's just at a restaurant.
Right. They jumped off the building and then he fell into the meeting with the bad guy. It's like, what the fuck just happened?
And you can do that in a Naked Gun movie and you get it. But because when you go and watch like Austin Powers or something like that, you know, Michael Myers is a fucking comedian. He sets the tone right away, that whatever. And this one, it's like the tone was there. Like when you saw the Mona Lisa smile, you're like, okay, no, I'm not supposed to take this movie seriously. But then to go into that, when something like that happens, it's just jarring for some reason. It's just like, and that proves that they didn't know how to make it work. All these like things that would work in another movie doesn't work in this movie because it wasn't written with the intention. They didn't know which direction they were going for. All these different all these different things, and you can pull that off in an Austin Powers, but this was not Austin Powers by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, look, like I said, it's right. It's totally all over the place. There's crazy slapstick shit. It opens in fucking 1400s Italy with Leonardo da Vinci in like a really long scene with like storybook opening, like it's fucking Princess Bride or something. It's campy like the 60s Batman. It's zany. It's ridiculous. It's not a good movie, but part of me was entertained by laughing at how bad this fucking movie was. Like the jokes don't land and people are exploding and it's like super violent, but yet
what was your favorite line in the movie? What was your favorite?
There's so many lines. What is your favorite line? There's
my
so many
favorite
lines.
line is at the end of the movie. I laughed out loud.
Yeah.
Like at the top of like my laughing like loudness when Danny Aiello gets off the donkey and he goes airbags and he's like, really?
Believe it? Yes.
And then he goes, and then there was like sprinklers inside the car. Can you fucking believe it? Bruce Willis is like, yeah, that happened.
He's like, wait, yeah. He goes, okay, that's the thing that happened. We saw.
I liked that. My favorite line, I did smile at that. The one I actually laughed at for me was also with Danny Aiello, where they're scoping out, I guess, the castle. Danny Aiello and Bruce Willis are about to jump in, and Bruce Willis is like, there's no one around. He's like, let's go on 3. And then Danny Aiello looks at him, he's like, why don't we just go now?
It's a great point.
That line, that was the only one where I was like, all right, that's funny. I like that.
Why do they have to count on 3? There's cartoon sound effects and like it's like Three Stooges type fucking action. My favorite line. It's so bad. The ambulance gurney scene when somehow this gurney just has a motor in it and it just keeps going and going. And he's like, how am I driving? Call 1-800. I'm going to fucking die. It's so bad. And then he catches a cigarette from the lady and then he pays the toll.
He says menthol.
He goes,
and he pays the
menthol. He hates the cigarette.
And then he pays the fucking toll booth.
Like if the whole movie like flowed like that.
Yes.
But it's like at some point, like, okay, this is what happens. Let's say you're flipping through the cable channels and all of a sudden you come up on Hudson Hawk and you've never seen it before. You can watch like about 5 minutes of this movie and it seems like a legitimate real movie.
Right.
And all of a sudden you can be flipping through the channels and then stop on Hudson Hawk and then it's all of a sudden it's fucking, can I rape him or you want me to rape him? Oh my
God. Butterfinger goes, you want me to rape him?
People fucking eating fucking
what?
Candy bars and shit. It's like, I don't know. It's weird.
The Pope is watching Mr. Ed on TV for some reason.
Yeah.
The other scene that made me laugh was when they all get injected with the darts in the neck and they're paralyzed from the neck down, and Danny Aiello's like going on a monologue like, "Come on, go get over here. I'll just headbutt you or something like that." He's like, "I'll take you right now, fair fight, just head to head or something like that." But I mean, the movie, there are some like clever little things here and there, but I'll give it credit in that it's taken a big swing.
Yeah.
It's definitely trying to do something different. But there's just not, for me, because the story isn't compelling enough and there's not enough laughs for me to really enjoy it. So when you take a big swing like that and it doesn't hit for someone like me, then it absolutely is I'm going to hate it. And I just really did not like it.
I mean, I agree with what who said it. They should have dug into like the Danny Aiello Bruce Willis relationship where they're,
that's the best part.
Yeah. Like, a lot of people saying it's reminiscent of like Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin. It's clever how like they know the timing of their capers by the songs, and it's weird that he just knows how long every song is to the second. This is fucking odd.
It's weird. It's weird because it doesn't play. That doesn't pay off at anything.
No, it doesn't. There's 2 musical numbers that they start, and I'm like, that whole opening scene in the museum where they're singing loudly, and then it just turns to like cartoony, like he pulls the rope and they fall and he knocks his heads together. So it does these cartoony things, and I'm like, okay, this is what we're doing. And then the next scene, this fucking auctioneer just explodes as he gavels.
Yeah,
I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Violent death.
Just violent. Oh, here's another great scene at the very end when he's fighting that fucking British guy. And he gets them up on the door with the knives and decapitates them. And then he won't be going to the hat convention in July. I was like, oh boy, wow.
Yeah, that's some bad jokes there.
And I hate when dogs get hurt, but it was hilarious when he shot the tennis ball in that dog's mouth and it went flying out the window. Oh,
what about Frank Stallone being in there?
Frank Stallone.
They make a joke about his brother. He's like, your stupid brother could even get this.
I was like, is this a bargain basement Sylvester Stallone? And then I was like, oh shit, that's fucking Frank Stallone, Sly's brother, who never could become a thing. There's a lot, yeah, and then there's just a lot of fat jokes. And
I compared this to, I wrote down sour beer.
Oh, interesting.
in that beer is naturally, not supposed to be sour. But if you're going for a sour beer, like a very small segment of the society will like it, but most will be like, no. And that's what I figured. That's what I feel like this movie's going for. Is like they're trying to be a sour beer.
Yeah.
And that's going to be up some people's alley, but for the most part, people are going to be like, nah.
Like, it doesn't know if it's a spoof or like a satire or like it doesn't know what kind of movie it wants to be. It's all
trying to
just
be, it's just throwing everything at the wall.
And with the storybook ending like that completely, I was like, I don't know why you needed to have this storybook opening and closing with
what about the dude, like the henchman that's like a cross-dresser and just dressed as everyone that he's following around?
Russo. What
they
the
never
fuck was
went
happening?
anywhere. Like, why was he dressed like Andy McDowell? They never did anything with that.
Dude, David Caruso played Kit Kat, and he would... So there was that one time he dressed up like Bruce Willis, and he was doing the same pantomimes, and then he dresses like a statue. He dresses like... He has no lines. I'm like, what the fuck is going on with this character, David Caruso?
He dresses as the girl at one point.
I think he's like trying to mirror people or blend in or replace... I thought he was like... They would make it like he replaces them, but they never explained it. It makes no sense.
Bruce Willis steals something at some point, like he's going to do something with it, and they never do anything with it.
I also just didn't understand the plot. Like, why are there...
Yeah, it's a mess.
What's the CIA... Like, why are there so many bad guys in this? I don't understand.
There's the mob. There's rich billionaires. There's the CIA. She's an undercover nun working for the Vatican. What the fuck is happening?
So Leonardo da Vinci finds this. Did he find this ancient thing?
Well, he came up with
he built it.
Yeah, he made a machine that turns lead into gold.
So he created those crystals?
Yes, I think he did.
It's not ancient. Ancient is like that's like around the time that America was discovered.
It's
that's
like
not
500
ancient.
years old. Yeah.
So they kept on saying ancient.
Yeah.
Number one, that pissed me off. I'm like, it's not ancient. Number two, I'm like, does anybody know about time here? Then they said it's 400 years in the future from when that happened, and that was like 1981. So the movie's supposed to take place in 1981. They keep talking about Nintendo. Nintendo doesn't come out to like the mid 80s.
Oh, that's a good point. And like his bar has been taken over by like yuppies and those types.
Right.
And everything's changed. Yeah, that was weird.
Then like the whole plan of the bad guys is like, we're going to take gold, we're going to flood the market, and we're going to make money useless. I'm like, well, what about your money? Is your money going to be useless?
The plan doesn't make any sense. How are you getting world domination with gold?
What are you doing? How are you dominating the world?
I didn't even take it all that seriously because I was like, I don't think this movie even gives a shit about its plot. So... I was like, this movie, I'm not even going to put thought into like if anything makes sense because the movie doesn't. That's not the intent of this movie.
What about the Nerf gun bomb?
Oh, that bomb is on his head, and Danny Aiello's like,
they just keep using that thing.
He's going to have a migraine. This Danny Aiello's line, and then he explodes.
A rocket launcher with a suction cup on the end.
Yeah,
of
I mean, there's a good death count in this movie. Like lots of people die in various ways, but it's just wow. I mean, it's
they were in Italy.
Yeah,
they were like
Rome looked good. Italy looked good. Like the shots were cool of the Italy.
But it's just a weird fucking movie.
It is so weird.
It is strange. I mean, it is a one of a kind film. I'll tell you that. It's fucking weird.
I've not seen anything like this.
And especially when you throw in the fact that like Bruce Willis decided this is the movie he wants to do.
Yeah.
It was his idea.
Everything he could have done.
This is Bruce Willis after 2 Die Hards at possibly the height of his career, right? And they let him do this. It was kind of a vanity project. And
he's like so proud of this film before it's going to come out.
So a little behind the scenes stuff from what the fuck happened here. Apparently, from Steven D'Souza, the writer, he says Bruce took over the whole movie. He started rewriting it and directing it. He says the studio flew me over to Italy. I was there for 5 weeks. Every day I'd say, has he stopped rewriting? And they'd say no. And there was no way I was just going to pull the pencil out of his hand. And that caused the budget to balloon. The shoot in Italy and Hungary took 106 days because the Italian crews do not work after 5 p.m. They're just done at 5 p.m. sharp. Right. So basically, Bruce Willis would rain roughshod over the director, telling him what to do. And his ego kind of killed this whole fucking project. Wins the Razzie for worst picture of the year that year, but goes on to kind of be a cult hit. And there is again, like a Rocky Horror Picture Show, like a movie that is so bad that it's good. There is a way to enjoy watching this fucking train wreck because there is fucking insane, ridiculous shit happening for no reason. So
I think sometimes when it's aware of himself, where it's aware of itself,
that's when it works.
And it's doing it in a very obvious way, it works. But when it becomes like hard to see if it's like, if are they really going for something here? What are they doing? Like sometimes it's so murky that you don't know, like, if they even understood what they were doing.
Yeah. It feels like to me, first off, I'll say, on Letterboxd, this movie gets actually some decent praise, not like horribly. Like a lot of people look at it and they go, I had a good time with it.
Yeah.
Like I enjoyed the silliness of it all. But as far as like this movie, it seems like in the way that it like was at least in my interpretation, it seemed like they were just like ad-libbing and doing a lot of like stuff on
they were
set.
making
like,
shit up as they were
because
going on.
the way things flow,
Clearly.
The way things flow in this movie, like it winds and turns so much that it actually doesn't flow at all. Like it's just like a bunch of scenes stitched together with this weird plot.
It reminds me a lot of Batman and Robin.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like intentionally bad, but you're supposed to be like, oh, we're gonna do this intentionally campy movie, but people are gonna love it, and then people are like, what?
It wants to be in on the joke, and it's not in on the joke, right? Like, but
and it's also something that costs a lot of money, has big talent in it, and it doesn't quite work.
I mean, and you know, Annie McDowell was fine with what she had. She was making fucking dolphin noises at one point. And she's like, what does the color blue taste like? I was like, oh my God, what is happening? Richard E. Grant, Sandra Bernhard, so over the top. Like, it's kind of fun to watch them be just ridiculous.
If I wanted to watch like Bugs Bunny, I'd watch Bugs Bunny.
Yeah. That's a good point.
I don't need Bruce Willis doing his best Bugs Bunny impersonation.
He does seem like he's having fun. Him and Danny Aiello seem like they're having fun making this. But, wow.
Yeah, it just, I'm sure even at its time when it came out, people were like, yeah, this isn't what I imagined I want to see Bruce Willis doing.
Yeah, this is what happens when you give him all the money and let him do whatever he wants.
Huh. No, I think it's just Bruce Willis he didn't want to just be an action star.
Yeah.
He wanted to do a myriad of different things. He considered himself, and he is, like a real actor, and he wanted to try different things. And this one was a big swing and a fucking miss.
It was a big swing. How about Bunny balls? And then the dog's got his balls, and he's like, I think Bunny's got today's balls. It's the dog on his balls. And then
he talks about that's like the only action he's gotten in a year.
He goes, oh, Bunny, don't stop. You were great. Come back. I was like, what is happening? And then when he fights the bad guy at the end, and it's just like a complete cartoon fight where he's like stuck going forward and backwards, and he's getting repeatedly punched. It's just like, what the fuck? The whole time. But
it's a cartoon.
It's a cartoon.
It's a cartoon
with violence
just put on screen.
Yeah.
It's literally Bugs Bunny put on screen.
Why does it work in other movies and not in this one? Like,
that's what I'm trying to pinpoint too. Is why, like, I think you kind of hit on it earlier. I don't think this movie really has an angle.
Yeah.
Like all those movies, the ones that really work, like Airplane and Austin Powers and like Naked Gun and all those work because they're clearly making fun of something.
Yeah, a specific.
This one is just like, we're gonna make fun of everything. It's kind of unfocused.
Yeah, if they just dug in on the one thing, and
I think it's also a tone thing too.
Yeah,
it's like knowing the tone and keeping the fact. Yeah, you're not really watching a real movie. You're watching a comedic film.
But then there's scenes where he's like serious and like they're trying to do serious acting, right? And it just totally doesn't fit. I'm like, no, get back to the fucking slapstick. What are you doing?
Maybe. Do you think that? Okay, what if this is it? I don't think that the movie works. You're gonna have action and kind of serious stuff, like people like being blown up and shit like that, and the kind of thriller aspect of a heist or something, all that stuff going on, and all of a sudden you break into some like crazy slapstick shit. So what if they played it straight? Like, what if they made it a black comedy where you still kind of had some jokes in there, but you're not like everybody's playing it straight?
Like Imran's favorite movie of all time. Which one is that one?
Which one?
Not Idiocracy. The Quentin Tarantino, but not him.
Oh, True Romance.
True Romance. That's more of a dark, like black comedy,
yeah,
right?
It is like a dark black comedy. If they took it seriously.
Yeah, they were taking it really seriously, but the shit was going on was pretty funny.
Right.
But I think that could work. I think that it could work in way.
Or
But
they
didn't
go
do that.
they go the other way and they spoof like the Rat Pack buddy comedies that they made back in the 60s, right? You do a spoof of that with these guys because they were clearly channeling that kind of shit.
They were doing like Abbott and Costello shit.
Yeah.
And like Looney Tunes shit.
Somewhere.
Yeah, they were. Like, I mean, right away, they're sneak across the building and Danny Aiello's character throws like the whatever the hell they used to jump across.
Life preserver. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, damn it.
He's like, what'd you do that for?
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, they could have played up that more, like the Abbott and Costello type stuff.
That would have been something.
They went like everywhere. they decided to do everything. They decided to have 20 bad guys, named them after food
candy
or
bars.
after candy bars for some reason.
Makes no sense.
It the I think their brother and sister are like dominatrix thing going on.
Oh, did you see those pictures that
That's
came
what I'm
up?
talking about.
Oh
yeah.
no, I didn't. What? There was pictures.
Yeah, the pictures. It's like of her and him, and he's like dressed in
She's got his tongue
dominatrix
up
stuff.
his ass.
Oh my god! Oh, that's
One
right.
of
When they were flipping through the slideshow, there was
Yeah,
one there.
he's like,
That's
oh,
right.
what the fuck? Sorry.
She's singing "I Got the Power," which is so dated and like this very early '90s, late '80s.
Yeah, it just wasn't. It wasn't for me.
All right, let's rate the movie. Anthony, final thoughts.
One of the worst movies I've ever seen.
No,
2 out of 10.
oh shit!
Oh shit!
Okay.
It's one of the. I mean, but it's like it's a film, but it's like intentionally trying to be bad, but it doesn't entertain me. So when it's intentionally trying to do something stupid, but isn't like so stupid that I laugh, that makes it like awful for me. I almost thought about turning it off.
Oh God, it's not long, but it kind of feels longer than
It
an
feels
hour
long.
40.
It's an hour 40.
Only an
It
hour
should be like
40.
an hour 20.
Rugs, give it a number. What do you think?
I don't know. I have some nostalgic reasons. I mean, I saw this in a dorm room like when it came out on video, probably stoned, and I thought it was terrible then. I did not want to watch it again, but I did laugh at that last show for some reason. I was like,
Would you
how
fucking
the fuck
believe
is this
it?
guy still alive?
He comes up, he felt the car exploded.
Yeah, Bruce Willis is just like, yeah, sure, that's what happened. And I'm like, oh my God, they totally know that they need to end this movie. And I don't know, 3.5. I don't know. It was bad. It's really, really bad.
I'll give it a 4. It's not a good movie, but there was parts of me just howling at how fucking bad it was, right? So it was entertaining on some little level, and having not ever seen it, I was like, just any movie that makes me go, what the fuck is going on? And these lines, and so there was some fucking crazy, it's zany and silly and but it's so bad, and it could have been, they just focused on a thing, could have been 10 times one thing. He tried, like you said, he swung big, completely fucking missed the thing. But J.B. Robinson, thank you for picking this movie. Thank you.
What number did you give again?
4.
4.
I'm gonna give it a 4. But there's some entertaining things. Like, I can laugh at how bad it is. So at least there was that. And
but it's one of those things where it's like, I can't even laugh. That's why I'm giving it such a low score. It's like, it's not even those where it's so bad it's good. It's like they're trying to be bad.
Yeah, but
that makes it worse for me when it's trying to be like a thing. Like, it's not like Wolf Cop,
right?
Or what's like an intentionally, like a movie that was like, it's so good, it's so bad, it's it's good type thing. We can
like Tammy and the T-Rex or something.
Yeah, like those
Street
are like
Trash,
it's so bad it's
that was
good, but
bad.
like this is like it's trying to do something here. It just doesn't hit.
No,
it's got like star power and money invested in it,
and Joel Silver,
and they couldn't get. Yeah, it's got Joel Silver snorting coke and like
it's shot mostly
throwing money
well,
at it.
but it's edited weird.
This was too much coke for Joel Silver.
Oh my God!
Well, it's one of those things where, yeah, you have like the star of the movie running it, and that's not what you want to happen.
No, that's never good, and it always ends in disaster. Jamie Robinson, thanks for your support. Thanks for being in the movie. Let us know your favorite parts and your fever for this movie. I feel like he does really enjoy this movie, and there's a way to enjoy it. Just you got to be in a certain state of mind. Okay, let's get to news from the nation. It's time for news from the nation. It's time for news from the nation.
It stinks. It stinks. It stinks.
I got one thing in news from the nation from listener Jose Ibarra, who has been a longtime listener, and he's turned me personally onto cool stuff. Like, his recommendations are always on point. This one is very interesting. He posted an article about this Indian Bollywood action movie called RRR. He says, has anyone seen RRR? I didn't expect it to go as hard as it did, but I'm so glad it did. It's amazing. Something for everyone. Awesome over-the-top action for Rug Boy. Intriguing plot and cinematography for Anthony. And jacked shirtless brown guys for Imran. Thank you for spelling that out. This is a 3-hour Bollywood action musical that I watched this trailer. I'll put it in the show notes. Reminds me that some of the action reminds me of 300. There's a lot of the Zack Snyder slow motion in the middle of the guy jumping in the air with a spear or a bicycle, but the action seems crazy. And I have not seen a Bollywood movie since I was a kid. I used to watch the shits all the time. My parents would rent them.
So you're into representation, but won't watch movies from the country.
You know what? I probably should. I know there's a couple other good ones. And
but they don't make movies.
They
never see them.
The thing is, they make the same movie over and over again, which I find fascinating. Like, they don't have genres, right? They're never going to make like a sci-fi or a horror movie or a straight fantasy. It's always the same fucking movie. There's always going to be action. There's going to be romance. There's going to be singing and dancing. This one is set in like British colonial India. So they're fighting, the British are the bad dudes before they got their independence. And it's kind of like an Indian face-off, crazy with two big stars. I don't know. What do you guys think? Does this pique your interest at all? It is long, but I'm kind of curious. I think I may watch this. Would you commit to a 3-hour Bollywood movie? No? Anthony?
No.
No, not at all.
I'll watch the action sequences.
Not even if it was like an amazing, over-the-top, crazy-ass action movie.
Maybe. If it was lockdown season, I would commit to anything.
Yes.
But no, not now. Not during the summer. Not during the summer. No. I'm watching things I want to watch, or we're getting paid to watch.
Yes, I see what you're saying.
Why don't you watch it and let me know how much you love it?
I will check it out. But I mean, the cinematography looks great. Some of these fucking stunts look crazy. Like, these Bollywood movies have come a long way since I was a kid watching.
Do Pakistani people like Bollywood?
They do. They do. And it's still like, it kind of takes over. Because I don't think.
Are they in Urdu or not?
Yeah, they're either in Hindi or they'll be dubbed in Urdu and there's subtitles. So this one I think is in Hindi. But they have Urdu ones too.
This one's in Telugu.
Oh, it's in Telugu. Oh, there. Yeah, Pakistan doesn't have a movie industry. They do make a lot of soap operas and TV shows. But India's got the lockdown on the movie. But holy crap! If you just scroll real quick and check out some of these scenes, like, it's crazy. So,
oh no, it's Hindi. Sorry,
it is in Hindi. Okay, shout out to Jose Ibarra though, because he has never pointed me wrong. So I'm gonna check this out. I'll report back. This is long.
Yep.
Okay, let's get into some what are we watching, guys? What did everybody watch? Let's start Miss Marvel episode 2. Have we all watched that?
Yeah.
I did watch that.
Okay.
Yes.
Spoiler alert.
Wow, what do you think 2 episodes in, Anthony?
I love it so far.
Right? It's still great.
I think it's really good. I enjoy that there's a little bit of mystery at the end of the second episode. Yeah, I really have no complaints. I really am enjoying it.
The second episode continued to be charming, and they did more like a slice of life. You get to know Kamala and all these people. They dealt with so many things, so many like specific things, and then enhanced the mystery so well. The writing is great, And it's crazy because it is specific, but it's also universal at the same time. Somehow they nailed that. And that's really hard to do. Ruggs, what do you think? Is it still clicking for you?
Yeah, it's good. I'm enjoying it. I liked it. I was like, I thought it was weird that her mom was like, yeah, go to a party. No problem.
Oh, now
like,
she's
after,
okay with the party. Yeah.
Yeah. Like complete 180 like on that.
At Zoe's house or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. And we need to go, we need her to go to a party so she can meet this guy. So, let's just, but, other than that, I thought it was actually pretty good.
They did,
seems to drive fine now, but
oh yeah, she's got that nice car and
she got the lesson.
Kamran, yeah.
Kamran
is going to be a bad dude.
I liked the little Pakistani clique thing.
Oh,
nice,
that was
like,
great. Where you got
into
like the mosque bros and the pious dudes, and then the Illuminantes.
That was cute.
That was cute. No, they did some great, like really specific things, even for me. Like the point of view of the women praying in the mosque, always at the back of the mosque. They always put them in the shitty part of the mosque where you can't hear. That is fucking dead on. And I never actually saw what happened back there. So like when they're back there, I was like, oh, this is what it looks like back there. My whole life.
that. The friend is really cute.
Nakia, yeah. And another great line where she's talking about how the hijab gives her purpose. And so this accomplishes two things, right? It's explaining to audiences why certain Muslim women choose to wear the hijab, what it does for them, but also immediately it is a metaphor for Kamala and her powers and her embracing her power. I'm like, that's fucking brilliant writing. Like, so good.
I like that the mystery around Kamala's great grandmother is kind of tied to the partition of India.
Oh, there's all this partition talk, which was also crazy.
But I like that they throw it in there, but again, they don't beat you over the head with it and someone goes, hey, what's the partition?
Whoa.
Yeah, they don't have like the white character come in, what is that? And then they explain it. They just kind of throw it in there and you're just like, either you know that happened or you don't. And if you don't know, like, we're moving on.
People are going to look up the partition is when in Pakistan formally broke away from India after the India ousted the British with Gandhi and there's another dude. And is the reason why we're not sure how old my mom is exactly. We have no idea because she was...
Britain really fucked that up.
Yes, because my mom was born somewhere in India. And then I don't know how old she was. If she was a baby, she doesn't remember when the partition happened. They all had to move. There's no records. There's no birth certificate. They just made up a year and a month when she had to go to school to make it to fit. So she literally does not know how old she is. It's fucking crazy.
Oh, wow.
We have to cut her open and count the rings. It's the only way I'm gonna know. But yeah, man, wonderful things. And my boy Ezra Osman gets a funny line about, did someone say ice cream pizza? So that was funny. And she almost kills a fucking civilian on her first fucking go. It's great. And her learning her powers was great. It's good stuff. I found this article. This is weird. Miss Marvel, according to Samba TV, who tracks streaming viewers, has the lowest 5-day viewership of any Disney Plus series so far. They're saying in the first 5 days, only 775,000 U.S. households watched the premiere of Miss Marvel. For comparison, the 5-day of WandaVision was 1.6 million people. Falcon and Winter Soldier, 1.8 million. Loki, 2.5 million. Hawkeye goes back down to 1.5. Moon Knight, 1.8. And Kamala Khan not even hitting 1 million, which is a shame because, like, this is a really good show. They're doing a really good job.
I think one factor in that, though, is I think the marketing has intentionally been this way. It's definitely targeting
kids,
a younger market. Yeah. This is definitely more this is closer to a Disney Channel show than it is a more mature Marvel show that a lot of the audience, the age, a lot of the majority of the Marvel audience probably is.
They point out that the episode was a hit with 20 to 24-year-olds. They were watching at the highest rate, and it drew a more diverse audience. But what
about 49-year-old Pakistani men?
100%. They are.
I'm pumped.
They're pumped.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, I wanted to mention. I didn't mention this last week. Disney Plus is not available in Pakistan. Turns out, ironically, right? So the show is getting a theatrical release over in Pakistan, which that's great.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
They're going to do all 6 episodes in a movie theater?
I think they did like a premiere with the first couple, and then they'll do another premiere with 3.
Well, the Bollywood movie's 6 hours long.
Yeah, if they're gonna sit 3 hours of RRR, which came out in the theaters. This fucking 3-hour movie. They got no problem. But I like that they'll get to see it, and I think that audience will love it. But fuck, man, great writing. They're nailing it so far. Can't wait to see where it goes. Okay. Obi-Wan episode 5. We're at the penultimate. I should have given a spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Anybody, you guys watch that? You catch up?
Yeah, I saw it.
I did.
You
yes.
did. All right, Ruggs. Let's start with you this time. Any thoughts?
I called
Quick
it.
thoughts.
I mean, it wasn't that much to call, but I told you from the beginning that Reva was really one of those younglings that was trying to backstab Vader.
Yeah.
And Vader basically was like, for some reason, leaves her alive for no apparent reason.
Anakin has stabbed her twice so far.
Yeah. So
once when she was little.
So like he
she
failed
survived.
at killing her twice.
Yeah. And then left her alive again.
The biggest thing that stuck out to me was the strange decision to have the Anakin flashback when he's fighting Obi-Wan training.
Yes, this is weird.
Take place at that time.
So
because there was don't jump in here. There was a time after the Clone Wars, before Revenge of the Sith, where Anakin was a much older, and it would have made more sense to do it during that time than when he's a young Padawan and he doesn't look like one at all. It's just so strange. Like, I'm supposed to believe that this is the same person that fell in love with Padme and secretly married her. It's like, this guy looks like he's, at least in his late 30s.
Anthony, that flashback was supposed to take place before episode 2, when Anakin is about 20 years old. Okay. They did not de-age him. I thought they were going to de-age him, and I was really confused as to, wait a minute, when is this happening? Is this in his mind? How did he look? He looked old. He did not look like he was in his 20s in that flashback.
I think they just used makeup.
Yeah, it was bad.
They didn't do the de-aging technology. I have, we're going to review this in full next week, right?
Next week is the last week, so we'll do the
I'll
whole
just
episode.
say a couple things and then leave it at that. I have now turned on this show. I don't like it.
No.
I don't like it at all.
Shit.
I don't hate it as much as I didn't like Boba Fett, but I don't like it. And couple things. One, Reva's character, not interesting at all. The whole show is based around her, even though the show is called Obi-Wan, and it sucks because she's not good. Two, the staging of a lot of these scenes are just insane to me. I mean, we talked about the chase scene with the little girl that's staged horribly. There's a scene here last week or 2 weeks ago. There's a scene where they're sneaking out of the base, and she's just in his trench coat.
Yes.
And it's just like, there's a person there.
Yeah.
Why does no one see that? In this episode, there 6 episodes in, we're 5 episodes in. There's 2 episodes that revolve around capturing Leia and getting her back. So you're recycling that plot twice in 5 episodes. Another thing, in this specific episode, they're bombing that fucking fortress door to get in. Then Reva's character just takes her lightsaber and opens the door.
Why did she just do that?
Why did she just do that from the beginning? Yeah. Why didn't she just do that from the beginning? What is going on? And then thirdly, you mean to say that that ship goes out the top, right? First off, like, just because they can get in a ship and go out the top doesn't mean, like, does the Empire not have ships to just shoot that down? Secondly, Darth Vader sees it, pulls it down with the Force. Okay,
That was
cool.
badass.
But he doesn't see that there's another ship right there when he walks in. He's so distracted by the ship up there that he doesn't see another probably gigantic ship right there.
Vader's like, oh,
and how do they know? How do they know when he walks in? Like, the way this is going to work is we're going to send one ship up at the exact time he walks in. He's going to see that, be distracted, and then we're going to get the other ship up. Like, how does it? What?
Those are all good, valid points.
This is a horribly staged show.
Valid points. Okay,
horribly.
Here's
staged
what I'll
show.
say about episode 5. I thought it was a little bit better. I did like fucking Vader dual wielding lightsabers. That shit was fucking dope. I wanted to see that for a long time. The fight with Reva was pretty good, but it's the writing. It's the writing. It should be. They should have just gave us a Darth Vader show. Like the show is not about Obi-Wan. No. There was so much you could mine with Obi-Wan and give us, but I don't know why it's called. It should have been just give us a Darth Vader show. He's kind of stolen the show. The flashback, while awkward, I did appreciate how it like tied into like what he did, and the fact that Vader is just this impetuous person who just can't control his temper and he's hot-headed. Like I kind of love that fucking Vader.
They just do things. Like, the Vader stuff's fine. Just like they do stuff that's so dumb that like it insults the people that are watching it sometimes.
A little bit.
Like when fucking Obi-Wan gives his shit with the communication from fucking Bail Organa on it.
Yeah.
I'm like, how dumb are you to do that? Like that shit's someone's gonna fucking see that shit.
Well,
and then how dumb is Bail Organa for talking about the kids like on open air? He even says it. He's like, I know you told me not to communicate with you, but what about Darth Vader's kids? Like you're saying so
like,
plainly.
Reva knows something that Vader still doesn't know and doesn't find out for like another like 10 years or something. Like that's weird. That's kind of weird.
Also, what's her plan?
Why didn't she just kill him already? She had several times that she was with him that she could have just killed him.
Well, yeah. This is the thing is like they're doing this stuff. As I said, they're not writing this stuff like it would actually happen. And no one's doing things. They're just doing things to trying to create tension. So they want Reva to find that thing so they could be like, oh, what's going to happen next?
She's not dead.
You know, so it's just like very transparent.
Sean Chandler pointed this out, and I think this is one of the big things that's really dragging this show down, is this wasn't originally supposed to be a movie.
Oh, right.
So I think it was supposed to be like a 2.5-2 hour movie, and it's clear that they're just stretching everything from a movie to a TV show, and they just don't have 6 episodes worth of content.
A lot of padding.
They don't have enough. So that's why you get a recycle of Leia getting captured, episode where they have to go in and infiltrate to get Leia out twice,
which is also how Star Wars starts. Same exact situation.
It's Star Wars.
It's Star Wars though. That's what they do.
It's always like we have to go inside to infiltrate to get that thing to get out of this.
I mean, I like that moment where Reva finally tells...
And that's why Star Wars sucks.
That's why you love it and you hate it. It's the same fucking thing. But yeah, they're mining the same shit over and over again, right? It's like it's stuck in the past. I liked when Reva finally came clean with Obi-Wan and told him the whole thing. Like, that was a good moment. You were like, oh shit, that was her, and she wants to kill fucking Vader.
But she tells him around like 35 stormtroopers.
Yes,
they don't hear
right
that?
there. Nobody heard that. I mean, they got 1 episode left, so next week we will review. We'll do the finale and the whole season. I don't know how they're gonna wrap this up to be anything satisfying, but
I feel like I expected more. I don't think it's a dumpster fire everybody says it is, but I do think that people deserve better than this. Like, they deserve better than to watch kids outrun people that are bigger, like for no apparent reason. Like, people do stupid things just to drive the plot forward or trying to create some kind of, it's just so transparent. Like, we deserve better than this. Like, I don't know.
And that's what's so frustrating is it looks great. Ewan McGregor's great. The directing is pretty good.
Well, what this movie should be, really, TV show, it should be like fucking Obi-Wan is like Clint Eastwood getting on the saddle again.
Yeah.
And he's like, he doesn't know if he's got it, which they're trying to do, but they're not really focusing on it. He's like, he doesn't know if he's got it anymore. He doesn't know if he can actually be a great Jedi anymore. He doesn't know if he's the warrior that he used to be. But like slowly he like finds his confidence again. And they like somewhat touch on that, but then they're so focused on Reva and making Darth Vader look cool again and that it's like they're just totally sidelining what the show really could be. That's my 2 cents.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I mean, there's
make Obi-Wan the gunslinger again, but instead it's like we want to do these other things and we want to have children hiding in a trench coat in the middle of the Empire where no one can see that the child's just in the trench coat.
He should be trying to get over his trauma,
I mean,
right?
They should have just with that trench coat. See, that was episode 4, I think. They should have just had him sit on her shoulders,
yes, and then put the
like
jacket
Austin
up.
Powers mini-me style.
I was like,
if you're gonna go that zany with it,
get Bruce Willis to write this shit.
Bruce Willis can make a good Obi-Wan.
Not as bad as Boba Fett, but it's getting there for me.
Yeah,
it's getting there.
I don't know. We'll see how it ends.
I've taken a hard turn on this show.
The writing's all over the place. It's just Yeah. And, the loader droid sacrificed himself. I missed the and what's her name?
One more thing. I have one more thing.
Oh, my God. Okay, one more thing.
Sorry. Does Star Wars just not respect its fans to keep putting out garbage like this?
I've seen that sentiment around quite a bit.
Does Star Wars think its fans are that stupid? Maybe their fans are that stupid, because what the fuck is this?
The fans are some of the people who are the most critical and of any of this. But
how can you stage action scenes the way they're staging?
They're showing the fans things that like we kind of already knew, also, and not adding anything.
How do you have a scene where Darth Vader can force move things, but then the fire pops up in front of him, and he's like,
yeah, whatever. I can't get to him now.
I can't get to him now.
And he's a little bit overpowered by pulling that ship down. Like, I don't know if he was that because he was that powered at that point.
Yeah, they never show him like showing any weakness either. Like after he does something like that, like I remember in the prequel movies when Yoda would do some shit, like he would be visibly tired afterwards.
Yeah.
So
that motherfucker pulled down a ship.
Yeah, no problem.
Now I'm supposed to believe that he can't kill people if they get like. Yeah, I don't know.
You saw Rey do that in the last movie, I think, right?
Oh, I guess.
Oh, she did. Yeah, she pulled the ship down, or she picked up rocks.
She didn't rip it open and shit, but she stopped it from taking off.
I'd like to forget that I spent any time in the movie theaters watching those movies.
I want a Darth Vader show. Fuck Obi-Wan. Just give me a Darth Vader show. What are you doing? That's what everybody wants to see. Okay, we'll
dissect. Maybe it'll turn itself around in one episode.
Well,
but highly doubt it.
Probably not.
I heard rumors that it will be like a longer episode, maybe possibly a movie-length episode, which I think it needs at this point because there's still a lot of things going on, yet nothing going on. Same shit every week. So,
what if it's the shortest episode that there is?
Oh God, don't do that.
Did they do that with Boba Fett? Was that the one?
Yes.
No, that was
one
sorry,
of the
that
shows.
was no, it was the Disney. It was Moon Knight.
Oh, the last episode of Moon Knight was the shortest out of all the last episodes.
Even though you had like 7 angles going on.
Well, they rushed things at the end, so we'll see if they can slow it down. Ruggs has not caught up on The Boys yet, so
I have not seen the 5th episode either.
Okay, so
or the
5
4th episode either.
Or the 4th.
3.
Okay. So there's 3 more left, so it's powering through. It has been renewed for season 4.
The 5th episode came out this week.
Yes, 5th episode.
Okay, I've seen 4.
Yeah, and then 6 will come out this week. It will come back for one more season. It got renewed for season 4. So good.
Nice.
For The Boys. And we will review that when everybody's caught up. Last thing out this week, Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness will be on streaming. Will be on Disney Plus this week, June 22nd. That day this show posts, I think. So you can watch it again. I'll watch it again. It'll be good to watch. And that's going to do it. Ruggs, where can people find you online?
Really Rug Boy on Twitter. Come follow me.
And you can find that link and links to everything in our show notes at our website. Visit it. But the most important thing, listener, share the show. Spread it around. Text it to a friend. Text it to someone who likes Hudson Hawk, and they can tell us why. I
feel like Jamie Robinson liked it.
I think he does like the movie. I want to know his thoughts.
Tell us why.
Yeah, tell us why. We will share it next week on the show. Thanks for listening to the Jock and Nerd Podcast. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
He's a nerd.
We'll peep you next time.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's really good.
Let me tell you about Tony, all right? Tony ruins lives.
I really don't give a shit.